Hey everybody, my name is Marco and I'm going to do a review of the SincMill 1148L home gym. If you're interested in any of the exercise equipment in this video, feel free to check out the links I've got posted in the description. I've been using this machine 5 days a week for the last few years and it's been an amazing addition to my home gym. I have zero regrets on this purchase and I would definitely buy it again. But every person is different and you may be looking for different functions or at a different price point. So I figured I would walk you guys through all the things I love about this machine as well as some of the limitations that I've found. Before we do that, let me start with a little disclaimer. I know it probably seems like I'm some kind of expert workout influencer guru. I am not, just an average dude trying to stay healthy with a weekly workout routine. So please don't give me a hard time about my form or the workouts I'm doing because it might make me cry. The different exercises I recorded are just to show you the wide variety of workouts that are possible with this home gym. You guys can send all of your grievances to my personal workout instructor, Bosco. So why don't we get started with the pros first? The first major advantage of this home gym is the cost. I'm sure there is fancier workout equipment out there, but if you're just looking for a relatively inexpensive way to add a good bit of variety to your home gym, it's perfect. A few years back when I first started shopping for new gym equipment, I really needed access to some heavier weights. I initially planned on getting a set of 65-pound dumbbells and a set of 70-pound dumbbells. Once I saw the cost of those 4 dumbbells, I realized that I could buy this entire machine for like 50 or 100 bucks more. This home gym was the best way to stretch my investment because it can incrementally leverage up to 150 pounds with way more workout variety. The second major advantage is the durability and quality. This is not just some flimsy, cheap workout machine. It really is legit. Like I said before, I've been using this constantly over the years, and there's virtually no wear and tear at all. The only damage I've seen is this little cable that connects to the weight pin. It popped off a few months ago, and I'm sure if I applied myself for like 10 seconds, I could probably fix it, but it hasn't really been a big issue for me, so I'll probably just continue to neglect it. The last big advantage of the SyncMill home gym is its overwhelming versatility. It comes with an exercise poster that lists 22 different workouts, so you can learn how to specifically target just about every muscle. If you have any prior exercise experience or creativity, it's pretty easy to come up with a bunch of workouts that are not listed on the poster. For an extra 50 bucks or so, I ordered a 4-pack of different handle attachments that opened up even more capabilities. Now that we reviewed the major pros, let's take a look at some of the cons. If you are buying any type of exercise machine that shows up in a box on your front porch, the first con is basically unavoidable. The home gym has to be assembled. And if you're the kind of person that easily red zones while putting IKEA furniture together, you're gonna love this. I can't remember exactly how long it took me to put together, but I wanna say it was at least a 3 or 4 hour event. It was not overly difficult for me, but it definitely was time consuming. The only real snag that I hit was installing the nylon mesh weight cover. For whatever reason, I was not able to get 2 of the screws in. Luckily, it does not seem to be a huge deal and it hasn't impacted the functionality, but I figured I would at least point that out. The second and final disadvantage is more of a broad category that I'll label as workout limitations. And there are a few different areas I want to specifically note. Starting with, before you purchase this, really study the picture and make sure it's capable of performing whatever exercises you're specifically looking for. My example is that when I initially looked at this machine, it seemed obvious it could be used for lat pull downs. But when I pulled the exercise poster out, I was surprised to see it was not actually listed on there. I'm assuming it's because there's a height limitation. If you are any taller than an 8th grader, you will likely be too tall to use this machine for that exercise. Luckily, at 34, I'm still waiting on that growth spurt, so I'm just short enough to barely make the lat pull down work. There are some different ways to deviate, kind of do a lat pull down alternative if you really need to make it work, but keep in mind there may be other limitations for you tall people out there. I can only speak from my experience as a 5'6" hobby. Another limitation to consider has to do with the weight of the machine itself. I don't know if there's a formal way to secure this to the ground or not, but I've had some issues with the machine sliding around a bit with certain workouts. It mainly happens with heavy weight pulling exercises while I'm facing the machine, and they also tend to be exercises that are not technically listed on the poster. I usually just put some of my heavier dumbbells on the machine to kind of weigh it down, and that works pretty well. In some cases, you can also step on the little foot flanges on the front of the machine. Eventually, I may try to put a rubber floor mat down to see if that kind of helps to secure the machine, but for now, I just avoid certain workouts. The next limitation is related to leg workouts. I found that 150 pounds is not really enough weight for a lot of leg pressing exercises. I usually try to burn my legs out a bit before I get on the machine so I can stretch that 150 pounds a bit further. You can still do a lot of good leg workouts like quad extensions and hamstring curls, but 150 pounds is just not as much weight as it sounds when you're talking about leg exercises. The final limitation to note is related to the cable pulley wheel at the top and bottom of the machine that guides the handle attachment. It's just good to know that it does not rotate left or right like some of the ones you may find in an actual gym, so you have to make sure you're pulling the attachment straight out from the wheel or the cable can potentially pop off. This might just limit a few cable exercises that use a little more rotation. To sum up this review video, I am completely happy with this purchase and I would definitely buy the SincMill gym again. I just wanted to give you guys a clear rundown of what this machine can and cannot do. If you guys have any questions or concerns, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.